It's week 2 of the NFL, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the Jets and the reigning Super Bowl champs on EA Sports.
From a venue that's been sold out since it opened back in 2002, there's a look at the home of the Patriots, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the New York Jets and the New England Patriots. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Sony Michel, his first carry. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a big play that time by the Jets. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Michel. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. The numbers a week ago for Michel. 16 carries, 67 yards.
How about we shine a little spotlight on the offensive line? Those big guys up front are creating nice space, nice gaps for them to run through. I think he's going to go for over 100 yards in this game.
And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays, and it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
Now Jones. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play there for the Patriots. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. It's the former Michigan man, Chase Winovich, who gets in there to bring him down. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Wilson. Open man left side, it's the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll go out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now Wilson. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
What did they call that on?
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Throwing Jones. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. On the ground, it's Harris. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Start of the 2nd quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Here's Harris. 49 yards on the ground for him so far.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Harris is into the end zone. Touchdown, New England. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. So here are the Jets now to take over. They're trying to get back on track following the loss to Buffalo a week ago. But the good news, they've got the lead right now here in the football 1st and 10. They began with Michel on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
He takes this for 3 to the 29. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. On 4th down, Joseph Charlton on to punt. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Patriots take over. Damian Harris and the Patriot offense ready to take over again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Despite the strong run, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Now Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
They run for it with Harris. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on 4th down, but they ran it, they got it.
And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done, and that he did. And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Leonard Fournette, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Patriots have taken the lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 6-point game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, we'll see if they want to try to put a drive together, possibly even take the lead here with a touchdown. He'll fire this deep for Gallup. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson to Michel on the dump off. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 3rd down, Wilson. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw going to be caught by Davis. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches. Throwing again here, Wilson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You could tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Wilson now to throw on third down. He'll take a shot for Davis to the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. The long-distance shot before break comes up empty, but now Charles flipped the script. Time for likely one more play as field position becomes an issue.
Yeah, when you talk about field position, remember, if this kick is missed, the ball comes back to where? The spot that they snapped it from, so field position becomes a factor. I think at this spot, you might also...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. So we've reached halftime here at Gillette Stadium with the Patriots on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. And at the half, 14-3 is the score. Najee Harris with a couple of touchdowns there. We'll stay in the AFC North as we head over to Cincinnati to check on the Bengals at home at Paul Brown Stadium. And that game has gone to halftime with the visiting Cardinals out on top. Rondale Moore, a touchdown catch in that first half. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome. And they lead the visiting Chicago Bears at the half. 2 touchdown passes there for Jameis Winston. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Jets in that first half. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, we check out their numbers on the ground.
And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Tyreek Hill set to return it. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Patriots to take over. They were victorious over the Chargers last week, and now they work with a lead again here as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. He'll let this go deep for Bourne. And some room to maneuver. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Now it's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll check this one down to Michelle. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Wilson. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that. Drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Wilson. This one complete to Tunyon underneath. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They go play action now. Wilson. Got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Robert Tunyon, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets can take the lead now.
After reviewing the play, ruling on a field game.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. That time a 9-play drive, and it ends with a Jet touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here's the dangerous Tyreek Hill. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes Mac Jones and the rest of the Patriot offense. He's likely still kicking himself from the interception last drive that wound up leading to a go-ahead score.
And he's going to assume all that came with that one, all right? That's all on him, but he also knows he's got to erase it from his mind and get back out there. This drive, very important.
84 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Harris powering his way forward, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Shrugs him off.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. He's got the first, breaks the tackle, he's got room to run. And he will finally be taken down at the Jets' 14-yard line. A big play there for the Patriots. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the Patriots are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They'll try to run with Harris. Now he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. Damian Harris. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And once again, the Patriots are back out in front. They're going to run it with Harris. And he will get into the end zone again. And he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the two-point conversion. And they're able to ground it in there on the two-point try. And you and I were talking before the game. The two-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for two, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for two early? That's what people are wondering about.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michelle. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard. Here's Wilson to throw. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. Here's the Jets punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Back to throw. Jones. He'll let this go deep for Bourne. And got his man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Kendrick Bourne, 84 yards. And the Patriots are on their way to a 2-0 start. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And now out come the Jets. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Wilson's throw taken in there by Crowder. A gain of 6 here on first. A good start there on this fourth quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
Now left side on the swing pass. Call it a gain of a yard, and they're going to have a 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. The fullback wide. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Wilson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will be out of bounds. A good yardage there, and he'll get a second to catch his breath as it leads us right into the 2-minute warning. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st down, Wilson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson, now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that would get a wide up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all. And now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. To throw again is Wilson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it, and the Patriots are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, obviously, Charles, this stage of the game, down 2 scores, they had to put the football in the air. Unfortunately, it gets picked off.
And the criticism comes easily in situations like this, but you just laid it out. Look where they are on the scoreboard. Look at where the clock is in the game. He has to take a chance here and try and get the ball downfield to his receivers. Unfortunately, it was picked off.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They run again with Harris. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Still 1st down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Harris. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. On the give, this is Harris. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Pats, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll drop to 0-2, and they will be at home next week to take on the New York